next session of ANSYS tutorial. Today we will see another numerical of static structural. Solve for complete analysis of deflection, stress and strain at each node. This is a stepped bar. The first material of the bar is steel and the diameter is 60 mm, the length is 500 mm. In the second bar, material given is aluminium, the diameter is 40 mm, and for the third one, the material is steel and diameter is 20 mm. The length L2 and length L3 is known. At this end, there is a load P2 applied of 100 kN, and at a junction between 1 and 2, there is a load applied P1 of 60 kN towards the left. E for steel is given as 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square, and E for aluminium is given as 70 gigapascal. A cumulative value of Poisson's ratio mu is given as 0.3, which can be used for both. We'll go to ANSYS and we'll see how to draw the diagram and solve it. I have started ANSYS workbench here. I will go to static structural, drag it out. I will label it as example 2. I'll go to geometry, double click. The design modeler has opened. I'll go to first units and set it to millimeter. Then I will go to XY, look at, and then I'll go to sketching. I'll go to circle and draw the first circle whose dimension in terms of diameter is given to me as 60 mm. I'll enter 60. So this is the circle, the first one, and then I'll extrude this, apply up to a length of 500 mm and generate. So this is the first one. This is the figure given to me. Diameter 60 mm, length is 500 mm. The second one is diameter 40 mm, length is 300 mm. If you see, the first one has material steel and the second one has material aluminium. So both the step bars should be drawn separately. So what I'll do is I'll go to this side over here. On this face I have to apply a force towards the left. If you see, I have to apply a force towards the left. In this face I have to draw a circle whose diameter is 40 mm and length is 300 mm. If you look here, there is an option of new plane. Select on it. A new plane is generated here. You have to select on generate. Now you can see that this section has got highlighted. So whatever I draw will be on this side. So let's go to look at, sketching, select circle, click on this portion and draw circle. The dimension is 40 mm. I have to now extrude this. This extrude is little different from the first one in selection of option. The geometry has to be applied. The depth is 300. Here I don't have to add material. I have to click on add frozen. When I select this option of add frozen, both the bodies will get two different material, which is what I require. So I have to select the option of add frozen and not keep it as add material. Then generate. So you can see these are two different bars wherein I can apply two different material now. Lastly, I have to make another rod from here. Another bar has to be drawn here. So again I'll select this face, new plane, generate, look at, and draw a circle here. The dimension for this is given to me as 20 mm and the length is given as 150 mm. So the diameter is 20. Again I'll click on extrude. Select geometry. The length is 150. Now here you need not select add frozen, because once you have already selected, so obviously this and this material will be different. Directly click on generate. So this is your third part. So this is how you make your geometry. This is the entire geometry. Now the geometry work is done. You can check over here, there are green ticks everywhere, which means there is no error in the system and my diagram is completely made error free. I'll cancel this out, or you can just minimize this and keep, and then go to ANSYS again. Now geometry is done. I'll go to model. You can see here it is written starting mechanical. First check the geometry. There are three different pieces. They are called as solids over here. Then I'll go to mesh. Like in the first problem, I'll change the sizing from coarse to fine and I'll update. This is how it looks like. Now if you look at the problem which is given, one end is fixed, which is a 60 diameter end. The 20 diameters other end has a load of 100 kilonewton tensile, and between the junction of element 1 and 2 there is a load of 60 kilonewton applied towards the left. So this end, I'll first click on static structural. Whatever I get by clicking or right click here, the options open up. Similar options also open up over here. You can also choose from here, but I will choose by taking a right click, insert, fixed. There's another place where the options open up, which is over here, right click, insert. So there are three ways. I will go to the other face over here, right click, insert, force. If you align this body, you will see it is towards the positive Z direction. So I will change this defined by to component, and along the Z axis the load was 100 kilonewton. So it is 100 and 3 zeros. So this is how it is, 1 into 10 raised to 5 Newton. Now I want to apply force on this face. For that, this face has to disappear for some time. So what we do is we go to the solid, right click, unsuppress body. So this body now disappears, it gets hidden. So this face becomes very clear for application of force. Right click, insert. Now you won't get that force option because I have not selected static structural. So I need to select static structural again. Right click, insert, force. Now if you align the body again, this is towards the negative Z axis. So here I will have to go from vector to components. Along Z axis the load is 60 kilonewton. So here I will write minus 60,000. So this is how you see the alignment of the force. Now again go back to solid, second solid, right click, unsuppress body. I am supposed to calculate deformation, stress, strain. So I'll have to first click on solution, right click, insert, deformation, directional. The deformation will be along Z axis. So change the orientation from X to Z axis. Right click, insert, stress, von Mises stress. Right click, insert, strain, von Mises strain. Then go to solution, solve. Since all the inputs are correct, I can see a green tick everywhere. My solution has been obtained. For the first one, I'll click here, directional deformation. I can see the deformation here. The minimum deformation is 0, which is at this end because it was fixed. The maximum deformation is over here where the load is being applied, and in the rest of the areas you can see a change of deformation. Now if you want to find the deformation of a particular point, you can go to probe and you can select that point. Here it is 0. On this face the deformation is 3.3288 into 10 raised to minus 5. On this face the deformation is 1.5543 into 10 raised to minus 4, and on this face the deformation is 4.0321 into 10 raised to minus 4. So at each node of this problem I can calculate the deformation by using this option of probe. If you want, you can also select max and min over here. It will directly give you the values. Whatever you can see here, you will still get minimum and maximum again over here. Now this is one result that we have obtained. If you want, you can see its animation. You can change the frames and the timing for increasing or decreasing the speed. If you want to save it, you can click over here. This saves your video as a .avi file. Next is equivalent stress. This is the result. Since I have already clicked on probe max min, I can see the value of minimum and maximum stress on this body, and elastic strain can be seen like this. These are the results which you have obtained, and minimum strain is at the fixed end, and here is the maximum strain that I have obtained. The solution that I have obtained over here is by having the same material for all three rods. Now if I want to get the material which is mentioned in the question, if you see carefully, the first one is structural steel, whose value is 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square for Young's modulus, and mu is 0.3. And for the central rod, the material is aluminium, which means I need to change the material. Click on solid. You will get the first material as structural steel. Second one is also structural steel. I need to change this, so I'll click here, new material. Okay. This will take you to engineering data. Go to engineering data sources. In general materials, you will get various material options. I want aluminium, so I'll have to search if aluminium is present in this list. Aluminium alloy is there. Let's check its properties. The isotropic elasticity is given as 7.1 into 10 raised to 10 Pascal, and Poisson's ratio is given as 0.33. So this is not the material that I want. So I will click on engineering data sources again. If you see here, click here to add new material. So I'll click here, I'll double click here, and I will write aluminium. Press enter. If you see, there is a question mark here because the properties have not been added. So I will go to linear elastic and click on isotropic elasticity for aluminium. Isotropic elasticity is Young's modulus. So I know the value is 70 gigapascal, which means it is 70 into 10 raised to 9 Pascal. So I'll write the value here. It is in Pascal itself. So 70 E9. Poisson's ratio is 0.3 given to me. So these are the properties required for aluminium. You will see the question mark symbol is gone. Now I will go back to my project, and rather than refreshing project, I will click on update project. If you click on refresh project, then the original material which was already selected, structural steel, which I require, will get removed, and what will be overwritten on it is aluminium, which I don't want. I want both the material, hence I am going to click on update project. If you want to change the material completely to aluminium, you can refresh the project. Now I'll go back to mechanical model. Here I will go to the second solid, select here, and you will see a new material turning up. Select aluminium. So for the second solid, my material is now aluminium. Now rest everything is okay except for the solution, which will change because the material has changed. So I will go to solution and click on solve. When I click on solve, I have to wait for the processor to process my solution. If I get a green tick over here, it means my solution is completely correct. If I get a yellow tick or a red color tick or a thunder sign like this of yellow and red color, it means there is some error in the system. Yellow color means a minor error, red means a major mistake that you have made, and green obviously means it is processing properly. There is no mistake in the evaluation. This is my solution screen now. I can go to directional deformation and check the deformation here. I can go to equivalent stress. These are the stress values at every point, and this is my equivalent strain which I have obtained.